Hi. So today we're going to do a little exercise called the brain dump, and it's a journaling exercise. It helps me with time management. It helps me clear my head. It really helps me when I'm feeling overwhelmed or when something's stuck in my head. It also helps when I need to be creative and I'm just sort of stuck and I don't have any ideas. So I want you to just pull out a pen and paper, whatever you like to write with. And the idea is just whatever's in your head, just dump it down on the page. Try not to analyze it. Try not to decide whether it's worthy to put down on paper. You can draw, you can scribble. It doesn't matter. Just whatever is in your brain right now, we're just going to clear it all out. So write it all down. Just go ahead and start now and write down as much as whatever pops into your head, just write it down. Whatever you're thinking or feeling, let it pour out of your mind and onto the page. Hopefully, you'll feel lighter. It's a good way to process your thoughts and feelings. If you're full of ideas and inspiration, write it down. Sometimes, if you're stuck and you're needing inspiration, just clearing your head by getting it out of your head and onto the page can help. Sometimes drawing it is better. Ideas, feelings, whatever you're having, pleasant or unpleasant, you can draw those. And that can be a great way to get it out of your head, to get unstuck, and to be inspired. This is a way to untangle your brain. So when you do feel yourself getting overwhelmed with too much brain activity, you can practice this little exercise. It can be as quick as a minute, or it can be 5 minutes, as long as you want. So this brain dump is regular maintenance. It's as important as cleaning. Once you've emptied your brain of these pesky problems, these pesky thoughts, because sometimes we have thoughts that just keep going around and around our brain. This is a way we can empty those out of our brain to give us some more space. You make room for new ideas and thoughts to take root. Sometimes our mind starts taking us in stress circles. So we can do this little journaling exercise, this brain dump, and just to help release some of the mental pressure. Sometimes we have so much to do, we get overwhelmed and we just get stuck. There's so much to do, we feel so overwhelmed, we can't even get started on it. And if that's the case, then you just write down all that you have to do or all the ideas on a subject. If you don't know where to start, if you have to write a paper or something, you don't know where to start, you just write down everything. It's simple, but it can really help you when you feel overwhelmed. And it can be especially helpful if you're having a hard time going to sleep because your brain just won't turn off. You're thinking about the same thing over and over again. Or if you're having a hard time relaxing during your free time because the same pesky thoughts keep going around and around in your brain. Maybe there's something troubling you and you just can't stop thinking about it. Just writing it down on paper can really help. You're opening up a valve in your mind and you just let all those stressors, those nagging thoughts, those pesky annoyances flow out of your hand and onto some paper. You write until you feel like the pressure inside of you is lessened and you can take a deep breath. Sometimes our brain is a mess. We might be anxious, worried, stressed, and so full of ideas that we can't focus. It's a frustrating condition, and that can lead to even more stress. So I find that when my brain is especially restless and haggard, and I begin to fall out of my healthy routines and habits, that just writing it all down can help me to fix that overwhelming sensation. So listing out your problems and anxieties on paper isn't that hard, isn't that big of a deal, but it can really help. The brain dump is effective because it allows you to capture abstract thoughts and make them corporeal. When you're stressed or overthinking, you have a tornado of thoughts swirling in your head. And trying to capture these thoughts with no tools, like trying to catch smoke with your hands, it's impossible. But if you turn to paper, you can nail things down in absolutes. And once you write it down, it's there. It can't leave. It can't take another cycle around your brain, especially if you're having a hard time going to sleep because you don't want to forget to do something. So now that you've written down everything in your brain, no matter how silly or how important it is, now you can look at what you've written down. You can identify what's stressing you out, and you can make definitive plans to tackle those problems. Or you can always just set down your pen and walk away. Sometimes you don't need to do anything in particular. There are moments where you simply need to acknowledge your problems and then just simply take care of yourself. Sometimes writing it all down helps us to have a little more self-compassion because we look at it and I was like, oh, wow, that's a lot on my mind. That's some heavy stuff that's on my mind. No wonder I'm feeling tired or stressed. So a brain dump is a way to take care of your own mental health by letting it serve as a sort of pressure valve. It doesn't take long. It can go a long way in helping you to tackle your problems, relax your mind, and take good care of yourself. I use it as a way to figure out what I need to do next. So sometimes the stuff that I write down just simply isn't true. And so I can cross that stuff out and I can circle the most important things, what I need to focus on, and then go from there. So thanks for trying this with me. I hope it helps. Next time you can't get to sleep, this might be a good thing. Or if you do have trouble going to sleep, this might be a little quick. We've taken a long time doing it today, but you can do it quite quickly right before you go to sleep as a way to help you empty your brain and get to sleep faster. Take good care of yourself. Thank you.